Welcome back to the Unprofessional Critics. My name's Jermaine, and Wonder Man was announced to be the Marvel Cinematic Universe's next project, premiering January 27th, 2026, starring the former DCEU actor Yahya Abdul-Mateen. And like many MCU actors introduced in Phase 4 and Phase 5, Wonder Man isn't that well known. So I figure, why not take time to explain not only who he is, but what role he could play in the MCU going forward. So Simon Williams was born into a wealthy family and inherited a business. But it was soon taken over by Tony Stark's Stark Industries, as his business was just going bankrupt. Simon Williams took this as a hostile act and ended up resenting Tony Stark, which led him to seek revenge on Tony Stark by accepting a deal from Baron Zemo to gain superpowers by blasting himself with ionic rays. Alright, so his powers are insane. His body is composed of ionic energy, which provides enhanced stamina, flight, super strength, and he's kind of invulnerable. So yes, he is another super soldier, kind of like Sentry, but come on, he's not as cool as Sentry because Sentry has the void. He also doesn't need to eat or breathe to survive because his body will just regenerate his energy. So even though that Simon Williams successfully infiltrated the Avengers to take his revenge, he ultimately decided to change his plans and deviate from Baron Zemo and to eventually join the Avengers. Now, one of the coolest things that I love about Wonder Man is his relationship between Vision and the Scarlet Witch. Once the Avengers faced off against Ultron, Wonder Man did die, and Ultron took his brain patterns and put them into Vision. But he eventually got resurrected with help from his brother, who was the Grim Reaper. That's another story for another time. But when he came back, he formed a great relationship with Vision, and actually he kind of saw him like a brother because a part of him was in Vision. But what good are brothers these days? Because right when Vision died, he realized, hey, I kind of love Wanda. And honestly, I can't blame him. I mean, look at her. Can you blame anybody for having feelings for her? They did have a little on again, off again thing, but he eventually left the Avengers because he wasn't just seeing eye to eye with the group. He goes off to Hollywood to become an actor, but eventually he does become a member of the West Coast Avengers. But when that group got disbanded, he joined another group called Force Works. And you won't believe this, but he died again. I mean, geez, for someone who's invulnerable or invincible, he sure does a lot. Jeez. He did live on with his ionic energy in the air, and he came back occasionally because of Scarlet Witch. And you'll never guess what happened. He was resurrected again. Because, comics. So the question is, how can I see him folding into the MCU? So here's what I'm thinking. He might not appear in any MCU movie, nor get a second season until Avengers Secret Wars is done. And I would like to imagine on the other side of Secret Wars, we'll have a fully formed Avengers, Fantastic Four, X-Men, all that in one universe. So with the Fantastic Four and the X-Men famously on the East Coast, since he's over in California, why not make him and some of the other characters that we were introduced a member of the West Coast Avengers? There's already Shang-Chi, She-Hulk, Cassie Lang, and if you want to count Scar, he's technically over there too, still, maybe? But who knows if we'll ever see Scar or She-Hulk again. Or we could go a Vision and Wanda route. There is Vision Quest coming to Disney Plus next year as well. Could we see him coming in there, kind of befriending Vision? Absolutely, very possible. Now comment below, let me know, are you guys excited about Wonder Man? And how do you guys see him being incorporated in the MCU in the future? Or, I don't know, are any of these Marvel MCU shows gonna come back in the MCU? Who knows? Let me know. Don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss any of our news videos that come out Sunday mornings. And we'll see you soon. Bye.
Subscribe for more headlines throughout the week, games, and 60-second reviews.